Jackson Radio Show.
Greetings and salutations. You are tuning in to the Kevin Jackson Radio Show, and of course, I am your guest host for the day, Brett Siegel, the Disgruntled Millennial, broadcasting to you live from my safe space down here in northern Florida, where I'm free from your bigotry, racism, hatred, microaggressions, patriarchy, white privilege, and of course, your Islamophobia. Today, I'm here with Anni Cyrus. She's a friend of the show. She's a great friend of mine. And she's an Iranian-American human rights activist, and she warns of the devious Islamic threat that will topple human society. She founded Live Up to Freedom, where she helps little girls who are brutalized by Islamic extremism, or as we like to call it, Islam. She's a member of the Glazov gang, and she is going on tour to spread the story and the ideas that YouTube and Facebook have decided are too controversial for people to see and hear. Anni Cyrus, welcome to the show.
Always a pleasure to be here, Brett.
How are you doing today? How are you feeling today? I just want to know.
At this very moment, I'm feeling good because I'm on with you. But in general, I'm very frustrated. I'm pissed off.
Let's go through a little bit of a biography. Tell us exactly where you're coming from and why your message about Islam is so important and so germane to American society.
Well, I was born and raised in Islamic Republic of Iran, also known as Iran. And the reason it's very important to mention Islamic Republic of Iran is because 38 years ago, Iran was an Islamic republic. It was just Iran. And we had this beautiful king who ran our country beautifully. And somehow, radical Muslims, no, Ayatollahs and mullahs who are leaders of Islamic states, they invaded my country, they took over my country, and lucky me, I was born after the revolution of Islamization of Iran. So I was pretty much raised for the first 15 years of my life under 100% Sharia within my family, within my society, and within my country. And I pretty much went through anything that Sharia has for a woman, including being called a woman at age 9, including being raped, beaten, put in prison, for things that don't even count as anything wrong in Western society. And I was also sold as a child bride. My father sold me to a man when I was very close to my 13, 14. And by age 15, I escaped. And the reason my story is very important for everyone to hear is, as I say it, they're doing the same thing everywhere, including here in America. And if we don't stop them, the future of this country will be nothing better than where I was born, which is Islamic Republic of Iran.
Well, a lot of your critics like to say, well, that's not mainstream Islam. Mainstream Muslims are perfectly fine with feminism. They're perfectly fine with women's rights. They're perfectly fine with, modern Western civilization. What do you say to those critics who say that, well, you know what, the Islamic Republic of Iran, the way they do things over there, that has nothing to do with Islam?
Well, here's the thing. I would tell them that stop watching mainstream media, stop following the reformers, stop buying into all that crap, and grab yourself a nice Quran and read the Quran. Everything that I went through and everything every little girl is going through to this day, including here in America, comes straight from Quran and nothing else. Now, if they want to sugarcoat it and hand it to people, and if people are actually naive enough to believe that, well, that's their problem. But the reality of it is, if you grab a book of Quran and read it, even within the sugar-coated English translation, you will see everything that is wrong with human rights, women rights, and children rights, and animal rights, anything you name it. There is no such a thing as rights in Quran.
Well, let's just play devil's advocate for a moment, because I'm sure a lot of the leftists out there listening to this show are saying, well, you know, that's just a white supremacist version of the Quran that paints Islam in a bad light. And if you actually read it in Arabic, well, then that actually, it actually proves why why Islam is a religion of peace. It's a peaceful religion. What do you say to those people who say that you just have to know Arabic in order to criticize Islam fairly?
I will laugh really loud because second mandatory language in Islamic Republic of Iran, starting as a second grade, is Arabic. So I was actually taught Quran in Arabic. So what I understand of Quran is the truth meaning. Right. Including the fact that a lot of people try to argue over the fact that a lot of verses in Quran says do a jihad, and I come out and say no, actually it doesn't say jihad, even though jihad comes from the root words of jahd, which means war, not a struggle, war, combat. But the actual word that is used in Quran, again, not the sugar-coated English version, the real version says فَقَتْلَهُمْ, meaning kill them. Qatlahum doesn't mean jihad, doesn't mean a struggle. It means kill.
Right.
So that would be my answer to them.
Right. Because a lot of Muslims here, they say, well, we don't take jihad like that. We don't think jihad is about killing people. It's just it's a personal struggle. Is that a representative of what Islam actually is? Is jihad a personal struggle? Like, for example, do I have a jihad against, losing 20 pounds? Is that my jihad? Is that the same thing?
Oh, no. No, here's the only personal jihad that is not even in Quran. It's in the Hadith, goes toward a mother. The struggle of a mother to raise her son to be soldier of Allah, to be handed over, to be killed in name of Allah. That's the only personal jihad meaning within the Hadith, again, not even in Quran. Every single time in Quran there's a word of jihad mentioned, it's either financial jihad, where it says, why don't you give your money in jihad, in path of Allah, or it says, why don't you go to jihad in path of Islam and give your life?
Right. So when people like Linda Sarsour come out and try to make common cause with the Women's March, the feminist Women's March, folks like Linda Sarsour and all the, Tariq Nassan and all those folks who are super into, trying to spread the idea that if you disagree with Islamic teachings and you are simply Islamophobic, and Islam actually supports women's rights, can you give us a couple examples as to how Islam in and of itself is completely antithetical to the feminist movement? Because they like to say that white supremacy is responsible for Islamophobia. Islamophobia it's a real thing. People are irrationally scared of Islam.
Oh, yeah. Let me cover that, because I just did that on my last speaking engagement too. Islamophobia, as you said, means, irrational fear of Islam. As a person who's sitting here, and I'm talking to you, but I'm sure a lot of people are listening. Listen up, people. I don't have a phobia. I am terrified of Islam because Islam beat me down, broke me down, and I had to build myself back up to be the person I am today. And it didn't do it to me as a 30-year-old woman. I'm sitting here today. No, it did it to me when I was 7, 9, 11, and 14. So I have every possible logical reason to fear this thing. It is not a phobia. What it is that they created this word of Islamophobia, which it doesn't work on me and you, obviously, but it works on a lot of people.
Right.
They just created this word so we would all just shut up and not expose the truth about it, so they could continue going on with their own narrative, which is the Islamization of the West.
Right. And if self-censorship doesn't work, you've experienced something because you've taken this message to the street. The idea that Islam is Islam, it is terrifying by any objective, rational standard. I mean, if you're terrified of having your head cut off with a dull knife, then you are terrified of something absolutely irrational. If there is a person coming at you with a knife saying, "I'm going to behead you, death to America, death to Israel," you have a good reason to be terrified. And taking this message into the streets, taking this message to the people, you've encountered a little bit of, say, pushback from some of the social media companies.
I wish it was a little bit. No, I actually am being cornered by all of them, literally. So starting with YouTube, everything is good on my YouTube account until I come out and do a video completely bringing verses of Quran and Hadith to expose Linda Sarsour's every single sentence that it does mean that she is after us as Americans. As soon as that video came out, guess what? My entire monetization got canceled on YouTube. I can literally put a kitty cat video up on my YouTube channel and I still won't get monetization. Then Facebook started censoring me, which is a new thing. A lot of people are being censored. Right after that, WePay, which is a banking system online, and GoFund, which is the front face of WePay, completely and 100% banned me from ever having any campaigns on their website to raise money because I'm an Islamophobe and a racist. And then right after that, PayPal put me on suspension because somebody who made a donation to my account said, go get them and fight the evil Islam.
I'm going to stop you right there. We're going to take a quick, short break. We will be right back with Anni Cyrus. We're going to talk about what she's doing. We will be right back.
Kevin Jackson
on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.